In today's video, we're back with another round of terrifying horror movies on Netflix. You loved our previous lists, so we're bringing you more. This time, we've got a mix of new nightmares and fan favorite horror hits, something for everyone who loves a good scare. Death Whisperer 2. Death Whisperer 2 is Thai Netflix horror of 2023 sequel of Death Whisperer. This Thai horror movie starts with a scene from over 100 years ago, showing the curse's origin. Then, we return to the present, where Yak, played by Nadish Kugamiya, is still hunting the dark spirit that killed his sister. The opening scene is intense and brutal, setting a dark tone. The ghost, a woman with black teeth, is creepy, and there are some scary moments, especially when the curse spreads. However, the movie uses more CGI than before, which takes away some of the realistic fear that practical effects created in the first film. There are still good jump scares and eerie atmospheres, but if you prefer old school horror with practical effects, you might miss that. It's What's Inside. It's What's Inside is a sci-fi horror thriller that turns a college reunion into a full-blown nightmare. An unexpected guest shows up with a body-swapping machine, and suddenly, secrets spill, identities blur, and paranoia takes over. Friendships break, people die, and no one knows who they really are anymore.
See that? That's my body. Scariest kind of hot.
The cinematography is sharp, the acting holds up, and the tension never lets up. It moves fast, so stay sharp. Some parts get a little confusing, but the originality makes up for it. If you're into mystery, suspense, and a bit of chaos, this one's worth a watch. Calibre.
That's not gonna be enough. That's not gonna be nearly enough.
Calibre is a tense thriller that plays on the fear of watching people make one bad decision after another. It starts with a hunting trip gone horribly wrong when two friends accidentally kill a boy and his father. Instead of coming clean, they panic and try to cover it up, digging themselves into an even deeper hole.
Everything I did here.
As guilt and paranoia set in, the stakes keep rising, pushing them to the edge. Calibre pulls you into that terrifying feeling of being trapped by your own choices, where every move only makes things worse. A classic horror story.
Something's up with her.
A Classic Horror Story is a 2021 Italian horror film that starts with a simple setup. A group of strangers rides together through a remote area, but after a crash, they wake up in the middle of a dense forest, nowhere near a road. The only sign of life? A strange house covered in eerie symbols. With no way out, things go from bad to worse when a masked cult appears, performing gruesome rituals. The deeper they're pulled in, the more they realize there's something much bigger at play. The film starts like a typical horror story, but takes some wild turns, playing with genre tropes and leading to a final twist that flips everything on its head. Sumala. Sumala is an Indonesian horror thriller from Rizal Mantovani, based on a terrifying urban legend. It follows an evil spirit out for revenge, haunting the town that wronged her sister. Set in a village in Semarang Regency, the name Sumala has struck fear for generations. The film nails the atmosphere and gore. Think The Ring meets Saw, but falls short on emotional depth. It starts slow, but picks up midway when Sumala unleashes hell, leading to some brutal, grotesque scenes. Worth watching? If you're into blood-soaked revenge stories, definitely. Tarot. Tarot is a supernatural horror movie about a group of college friends who mess with a mysterious deck of tarot cards. Each card they draw predicts a terrifying fate, and one by one, they realize it's coming true. As they fight to escape, they uncover the dark history behind the cursed deck. The movie sticks to classic horror elements, jump scares, creepy atmosphere, and, of course, the cursed object at the center.
You're never to deal with a deck of
Some viewers enjoy the creature design and fast pacing, while others feel it leans too much on familiar horror tropes. If you're just looking for a suspenseful watch, Tarot might do the trick. But if you want something more original or truly unsettling, 2023 Talk to Me might be a better pick. The Possession of Hannah Grace.
You've got to focus.
Just breathe.
The Possession of Hannah Grace is a solid supernatural horror flick worth a one-time watch. It follows Megan, a former cop working the graveyard shift at a morgue. One night, she receives the body of Hannah Grace, a girl who died during a botched exorcism. But as strange things start happening, Megan begins to wonder if something evil is still lurking inside the corpse.
And when you die, you die. And when you die, you die.
While dealing with her own trauma, she realizes Hannah's body might not be as lifeless as it seems. The film makes great use of its eerie morgue setting. The makeup on Hannah is genuinely unsettling, and there are a few well-done suspenseful moments. Incantation. Incantation is a Taiwanese found-footage horror film that follows a mother, Lee Ronan, who tries to protect her daughter from a deadly curse. 6 years ago, Ronan and her friends broke a religious taboo while filming a documentary, leading to terrifying consequences. Now, as she reconnects with her daughter, the curse resurfaces with disturbing events. The film blends psychological horror with supernatural elements, creating an eerie and suspenseful atmosphere. Its use of found footage storytelling makes the horror feel more real, pulling viewers into the mystery. Unlike your average horror flick, this one goes beyond jump scares. It's immersive, eerie, and deeply unsettling. The Wretched.
Your sister!
I need you to tell me what's going on.
The Wretched is a chilling horror movie with a fresh take on supernatural scares. It follows Ben, a teenager spending the summer with his dad when he starts noticing something off about the neighbors. An ancient witch has taken over a woman's body, and kids are vanishing. Only their families don't even remember they existed.
I'd like to report a missing kid.
With a creepy atmosphere, solid practical effects, and plenty of twists, The Wretched is a must-watch for horror fans. It's got that eerie, 80s-style vibe that makes it both unsettling and fun. Hereditary.
Raise your voice at me! I am your mother! Please stop! Mom, what's happening? Make it stop! Make it stop!
Hereditary is easily one of the best horror movies of the decade. Critics have called it this generation's Exorcist, and for good reason. After her secretive mother dies, Annie Graham, played by Toni Collette, starts uncovering disturbing family secrets. As she, her husband, and their 2 kids struggle with grief, strange things start happening.
Charlie? Are you okay? Charlie?
Lisa.
Her daughter, Charlie, acts bizarre, and her son, Peter, finds himself haunted by something terrifying. What starts as a family tragedy spirals into a full-blown nightmare. Toni Collette gives a powerhouse performance as a mother trapped in something far darker than she ever imagined.